Hi, I'm Sarah, and tonight Matthew and I will share with you some information about multimedia and multimedia applications in libraries. First, it's important to explain what we mean by multimedia. Multimedia refers to the use or combination of multiple media formats, including text, images, moving images, and audio. Multimedia can be interactive, requiring user input. It can also be linear or nonlinear. Examples of linear multimedia include feature films and music albums. Examples of nonlinear multimedia include video games, computer programs, and hypermedia. Hypermedia is a subset of multimedia that features multiple media formats linked together via hypertext. Multimedia, a means of enhancing the communication of information, is particularly useful in libraries. Libraries often circulate audio and video materials, and with the increased prevalence of streaming both of these formats over the web, some libraries have added audio and video streaming to their services. The Internet or World Wide Web, computer software, video games, ebooks, and mobile applications are other examples of multimedia used in libraries today. Multimedia's functional applications in libraries include enhancing reference services, providing user instruction, providing recreation and leisure activities for users, and inspiring creativity and interactivity in users. Digital and virtual libraries are synonymous terms used to refer to multimedia libraries. While the term multimedia was coined by Bob Goldstein in the late 1960s to describe his lights and music show, Lightworks, the concept of multimedia had been around for decades. Perhaps the most striking example of early multimedia conceptions is Vannevar Bush's Memex, discussed in his 1945 article, As We May Think. Bush envisioned a machine that could scan and store data including user-generated data, photographs, periodicals, newspapers, and books. The machine could retrieve all of these data as well, and the Memex operator could create and save trails by visiting different sets of data. In short, the Memex was an early conception of interactive, nonlinear multimedia very similar to today's World Wide Web. The use of multimedia in libraries became prevalent shortly after the term was coined. The periodical, The Audiovisual Librarian, was first published in 1973. This periodical focused on the use of audio and visual material to enhance library services. The periodical's name has changed with the further development of technology and now is titled Multimedia Information and Technology. Lending of audio and video materials became prevalent in public libraries in the early 1980s, and the introduction of subsequent development of interactive software in the World Wide Web in the 1980s and 1990s drastically changed the scope of multimedia services in libraries. With the advent of such technologies, it was possible to create OPACs and add interactive, nonlinear multimedia to library reference services, user instruction, and programs. Ebooks are a prominent example of multimedia offered in libraries today. There are two different categories of ebooks: trade publications, which are popular mainstream material, and scholarly publications, which are peer-reviewed, scholarly material. Popular ebook vendors include Overdrive, 3M, EBSCO, Baker & Taylor, Library Ideas, Ingram, Scholastic, and Recorded Books. Although ebook use is still low relative to the use of print books, approximately 76% of all U.S. libraries offer ebooks, and ebook use is expected to grow rapidly in coming years. With the increased prevalence of ebooks, some bookless library models are being created. Bexar County's Bibliotech is perhaps the most widely publicized example of the bookless library model. Bibliotech will be a digital-only library laid out somewhat like an Apple store. Bibliotech will make computers, laptops, LCD screens, tablets, and e-readers available to its users. Other bookless library models have been proposed by Kansas State University Engineering School, UT San Antonio, Drexel, and Cornell. Content creation software is vital to the incorporation of multimedia programming in libraries. Content creation allows users to gain knowledge of computer software, exercise creativity, and create a product. Adobe Creative Suite 6 contains high-end software for content creations. These programs allow users to create and edit images, make publication layouts, create websites, create and edit audio, and much more. Popular Microsoft content creation software includes Microsoft Movie Maker, Microsoft Expression, and Microsoft Publisher. Movie Maker allows users to create and edit movies, Expression allows users to create websites, and Publisher allows users to make common publications such as websites, flyers, invitations, and so forth. Comic Life is a Mac program that allows users to frame their photos and add comic book effects to their photos. This program is especially popular at Chicago Public Library's YOUmedia, a program aimed at engaging teens and encouraging the use of multimedia. YOUmedia is a great example of multimedia applications in libraries. Chicago Public Library has created a digital space for teens that allows them to engage with technology and use multimedia to create and be innovative. YOUmedia digital spaces are designed around the idea of teens hanging out, messing around, and geeking out. YOUmedia spaces allow youth to explore, express, and create using digital media. In the following slides, Matthew will tell you about the hardware used for multimedia, more about multimedia content creation, and media pools like the one available to students at Hodges Library.
Tablets are flexible, portable, and easy to use by many people. Tablets offer a simplicity that can't be found on a desktop computer. They utilize touch technology for easy, simple browsing and functionality. One feature of tablets is the ability to download and use apps in different ways to achieve a variety of creative and social goals. Apple, Android, and Windows are three of the tablet operating systems, each with their own named tablet. There are a variety of other tablets as well, made by Pandigital, Motorola, and Samsung, to name a few. As illustrated in the top left graphic, tablet ownership saw a significant change from 2011 to 2012. In 2011, 81% of users owned the Apple iPad, 15% used an Android tablet, and 4% used other tablets. In 2012, the usage of both tablets became almost equal, with 52% of users still using the iPad and 48% using Android, with 21% of these users sticking with Amazon's Kindle Fire. According to the Pew Research Center, getting news remains a top activity on tablets, followed by playing games, using social networking sites, reading books, and watching movies. Smartphones are similar, with 61% of users sending or receiving email daily, with more people using social networking sites than getting news or playing games. An innovative part of Hodges Library at the University of Tennessee is a multimedia production lab called the Studio. The Studio provides media equipment, computers, software, and consultation services for the creation of media-enhanced instructional products. Services are available to students, faculty, and staff of the University of Tennessee. The Studio's goal is to provide media computing resources, a trained staff to provide assistance, and information about campus training opportunities. The Studio is staffed by full-time consultants who have experience in multimedia production. Studio consultants are available for one-on-one consultation with UT faculty, students, and staff. In addition, consultation assistance is given on an as-needed basis when working in the studio. Short instructional classes on media software are also offered. The Studio Reference Collection contains media-based tutorials, manuals, and books for beginners and advanced users of software. The lab also provides access to electronic resources as well as the library's digital image collections. An invaluable part of the Studio is the ability for students, faculty, and staff to check out audiovisual equipment. Materials available include digital video cameras, digital still cameras, digital audio recorders, SLR cameras, microphones, light kits, and tripods. The studio can be used for video production, audio production, print graphics, digital graphics, and web design. The studio can provide 3 weeks of storage space for students who use the facility. The storage space is offered as a complement to other studio resources and activities, and provides users of the studio a place to save their work and to access it over the network for a 3-week period of time. Spaces range in size from 2 GB to 60 GB. Users are able to reserve storage space at any time or renew storage space that has already been assigned. The studio has an extensive amount of software available to users. Audio and video editing software includes Final Cut Pro, GarageBand, which is a part of Apple's iLife series, iMovie, Audacity for sound editing and design, Logic Pro, Finale, and Camtasia. For graphics, the entire Adobe Design Suite is available, including Illustrator, InDesign, Photoshop, and Quark. The studio also provides support and software for website design and maintenance, including Dreamweaver, Flash, and iWeb. To check out cameras and equipment, the studio requires that anyone with a NetID and password log into the equipment certification. Once prompted to enter their user ID and password, a 15-minute flash video plays that gives users a basic overview of how to use and care for the equipment. The certification is good for your duration as a student, faculty member, or staff member at the university. LibriVox.org is a network made up of volunteers who record chapters of books that reside in the public domain. Once recorded, the audio files are released back onto the site where they are distributed as free audiobooks for listeners. LibriVox is a non-commercial, non-profit, and ad-free project that donates its records to the public domain. Volunteering for LibriVox is simple. Previous experience with recording or audio engineering is not required. In addition to this, there are many streaming vendor sites that library and educational users can access that provide links to free online educational and narrative videos. Annenberg Learner, a division of the Annenberg Foundation, is an excellent resource filled with free educational videos. Using their site, librarians or teachers can provide access to hundreds of educational videos that enhance teaching in the K-12 classroom as well as on the college and adult level. PBS's Frontline website at pbs.org provides access to many of the Frontline documentaries screened on the air. Users can search programs by date, topic, or a specific keyword or filmmaker. Discovery Education offers digital resources in education, including video for administrators, teachers, parents, and students. Each of these technologies we've presented today help to make libraries not only run more efficiently, but enable staff and users to combine creativity and innovation in their everyday activities. As technology advances, it's important for the library and its users to not fall further behind technologically, but to bridge the gap between the traditional and modern library. As more users experiment with new technologies, the training of staff and faculty in libraries becomes easier. The studio, for example, offers training courses in many of the programs discussed in this presentation. This is only one of the many ways staff and faculty are becoming better equipped to face the challenges and rewards that new technologies bring to the library.
There are some limitations to multimedia applications in libraries, especially for public libraries. These limitations revolve around cost, staff training, and user training. The digital age has made it much easier to bypass copyright laws. As a result, many publishers and vendors have begun to employ digital rights management capabilities in their products, have placed limitations on libraries, and have increased product costs to libraries. Together, these actions are known as friction. Additionally, library staff must be available and knowledgeable about multimedia services in order to instruct users. Other important questions revolve around having enough time and resources to train users to use multimedia and the accompanying devices. Thank you very much for listening to our presentation, and if you have any questions, we would be more than happy to answer them.